Hello and welcome, all friends and devotees of yoga and Buddhist reflections and meditations, Buddhism in a nutshell. I'm just going to proceed here with my research and teachings of the treasures of the Venerable Master Singyung, the founder of the Four Guangshan. Master Singyung hardly needs an introduction. If you've been watching my videos consistently, you should know who Master Singyung is by now. But for those who just accidentally popping in for the first time to hear my lectures, Master Singyung is one of the greatest Buddhist personalities alive today, in his 90s. He's a little older than the Dalai Lama, who is also very world famous. Master Singyung, of course, brought Buddhism to Africa through the African Buddhist Seminary and the great Nanhua Buddhist Foundation in Bronkhorstspruit, South Africa, which is doing wonders over there, really teaching Africans Buddhism and non-Africans as well. Everybody in who happens to be in Johannesburg area and who is really interested in Buddhist teachings and in learning Buddhism. But Master Singyung actually cited that temple, that giant institution there in Johannesburg in South Africa to actually bring Buddhist teachings to Africans. So folks, we need to take advantage of the opportunities that we have in life. These are just opportunities that we need to use to improve our knowledge, our understanding, our wisdom, and ultimately ourselves and successes that we wish to accomplish in life. I'm going to proceed with Master Singyung's the treasures that I discovered, the treasures that I found. I always compare myself to the great British archaeologist Howard Carter, who was an Egyptologist and who was doing excavations in archaeological research in Egypt, right, on the ancient pharaohs and mummies. And hardly did he know, one morning just woke up and ran into gold. They just ran into treasures and treasures of gold. It was the funerary remains, the tomb of the great golden Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun was one of the late period, one of the later pharaohs of Egypt. He was a young boy who really happened to rule Egypt, and after his death, he was embalmed in these golden treasures, really golden. This was discovered by the British archaeologist Howard Carter, who just happened one day to run into gold upon gold upon gold. It was the tomb of Tutankhamun. So for you folks, Egyptologists who are really interested, those who have studied Egypt for years, I have done that, and those who are really interested in Egypt, you will find this very, very, very interesting. Many Buddhists look to Buddhism not only for ways to live a happy and satisfying life in this lifetime, they also hope to be reborn in the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss. Why do people want to be reborn in the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss? Why is this Pure Land worthy of our pursuit? The Pure Land, did you hear what it's called? Pure Land. This is an impure land. That's the Pure Land. See the difference? The Pure Land is unique in 6 ways. Okay, just to let you guys know who kind of new to these Buddhist teachings, who don't really understand. This is called the impure land because this is the land where you suffer. Okay, the Buddha discovered that life is so full of suffering. Then he found the cause of suffering to be our desires, our endless desires, and so on, before he prescribed meditation, as the solution to this. And of course, a lot of right practices you have to practice. But this is the impure land, again, just for you guys, new students here, to jot down in your notes, because it is the land where there is suffering. Now, the Buddha in the Amrita Sutra, he talks about the pure land, the land of utmost joy. That's what this whole Master Singyung's treasures is dealing with here. The land of utmost joy, the land where there is absolutely no suffering. So this is the impure land, the land where there happens to be suffering. Now, there's a land of utmost bliss, utmost joy, the land where there is absolutely no suffering. The Buddha describes that in the Amrita Sutra. So if you want to, really get a vivid description from the Buddha, you need to go and read the Amrita Sutra. Amrita Sutra deals with the land of utmost joy. The Buddha gives a complete description, just like you find in the Holy Bible towards the end of the book of Revelation. It talks about the New Jerusalem. where you don't even need sunshine anymore, right? It's all lighted up. So the Buddha was given a similar here description of the land of utmost joy, all brilliant gold, treasures, everything. You don't have to really be subjected to the kind of suffering we suffer in this world, okay? Okay, folks, you guys, I know you're smart students, you're advanced students, so you've got the point by now. You don't know the difference between pure land and impure land, and that's the point, okay? This is impure land, that's pure land. There are no financial worries. Okay, Master Singyung is going into it right now in the first golden key he gives to you and me. These are the golden treasures. 1, there are no financial worries in the pure land. Anyone who needs clothing will be clothed. Anyone who needs food will be fed. The same is true of other necessities. The pure land is a place where money does not play a role. There are no financial worries and everyone is naturally well provided for. 2, I'm going to the second treasure here, which I discovered in the Wisdom Libraries, Wisdom collection of the great Master Singyung, the founder of the Fo Guangshan, and one of the greatest personalities of Buddhism alive today. He's in his 90s. What a great man Master Singyung is. Number 2 here, folks, jot down, just keep writing as I'm talking, as I'm instructing you, write down. I've done that. Now I'm passing it on to you. You write it down now and get that wisdom for yourself. Okay, there are no gender-related problems. Due to the existence of gender differences in our world, we often experience disagreements between men and women and, in particularly, love-related problems. In the Western Pure Land of Ultimate Bliss, one is reborn there through the transformation of a lotus flower, and there are no differences between genders. Thus, love-related problems do not exist in the Pure Land. Okay, that's for the Saha world. That's for the impure land, right? Not the pure land, not the Buddha land. There is no environmental pollution. In the sutras, we read that in the pure land, the ground is covered with gold. See what I was just telling you a while ago. Gold, okay? There are 7 rows of railings. Of course, this is all in the Amita Sutra. There are 7 rows of railings, 7 layers of nets, and palaces, 7 stories high. The water has 8 excellent qualities, and there is a constant gentle breeze blowing. This is all Amita Sutra that the great Master Singyung is expounding again to us one more time to deepen our understanding. The construction is remarkable. It is more grand. It is much more grand than any palace or building known to mankind. The environment is very pleasant, clean, and pristine. The exquisite architecture and the tranquil scenery indicate a land of purity, absolute purity, which is free of all environmental pollution. 4, there are no corrupt people. The hell, the ghost, and animal realms do not exist in the pure land. The pure land is a place of the good and the virtuous. There we do not have to be fearful of scoundrels and villains. That's all the impurities of the land, right? We have ghosts here, you have demons, okay, all kinds of atrocities, animal realm, spirits that were not successful, those that failed the test, those that came back as hungry ghosts, spirits, demons that hover the air, they have no place to go after death, all kinds of polluted things, spirits of all kinds of creatures, wild stuff. It's all out there in space, and these things, they trouble the humankind and pester. There's just this confusion, and that's what goes on here because it is the impure land. Now, what the Amita Sutra and what Grandmaster Singyun is expounding to us one more time is that in the pure land, all these things have been sieved out. You remember when you sieve something out, separate sand from stuff, from gold, this kind of separation, your rice from stones, pure food here. That's what has happened. So all those demons, demonic objects, hungry ghosts, evil spirits, all these things that are pester human beings in this land because they have nowhere to go after death. They live like beasts, and then they came back again and wandered the space. And all these problems of the impure land, those things remain on the impure land. When you go to the Buddha land, the pure land of utmost joy, all these things have been sieved out. Only pure souls. So you just have purity and all virtue and all. That's why it's called pure land, okay? Read the Amita Sutra, folks. I know you students are brilliant students. Go and read the Amita Sutra. That's my challenge to you guys. There are no traffic problems. 5. Okay, now again, Master Singyun goes ahead to the 5th and the 6th in this case. Once in a while he does that. Most of the time he sticks on 4. So in cases like this, he wants to be more, give us a greater explanation. He goes to 5 and 6. So we have 6 keys this time, golden treasures here. Let's take a good note of these things, okay? There are no traffic problems in the Pure Land. Everyone is at ease and able to fly to wherever he or she needs to go. There are no traffic problems in the Pure Land. 6, there is no terror of any kind. As we have said earlier, the Pure Land is a place for the wholesome and virtuous. Thus, life in the Pure Land is pleasant and free of terror. Those who are reborn in the Pure Land are able to enjoy a land that is free, peaceful, and safe. If all of us in this Saha world, in Pure Land, were able to respect each other, respect one another, and abide by the law, then our world will be no different from the Pure Land. Of course, this place will be heaven if only human beings will just behave themselves and correct themselves and control themselves and live right. All the problems and all the troubles of this world is caused by those, I don't know what to call them, okay? People, humans who live in it, right? They are the ones, in hell. They are the ones who have created you understand now? This world that we live in, students, just to be straightforward to you guys, this world, do you know that this world that we live in can be heaven? It's just a kind of mutual decision. 7 billion people came together and said, guys, let's drop all the evil things we do and let's create a nice world for ourselves. We will be in heaven right here. You understand? But they don't want that. Let's live in hell. That's their decision, so they live in hell. They want to live in hell. They desire that life should not be good for them, so it's not good for them. It's a decision that people can make. The people who live in the world right now can make the world heaven if they so choose to. See, this is what the Buddha is teaching. Okay, it's the choice of the people. So all the problems that they have in the world is their making. They are the creators. All the human beings here around you, they are the ones that make the world a bad place for them. That's their karma. So they deal with the karma. They have the power to make the world a beautiful place for themselves. You go out and plant flowers. So when you come out in the morning, you meet flowers out of your door, right? You can go there and put the shit all over the place, and then you come out and you meet the shit that you put there all over the place. So it's your deeds, it's your karma. You like beautiful things, so you go out and put nice colors, colored pictures, beautiful paintings around your house, and then you see these things every day. You like it, flowers and good things. That was your choice. So all the evil things that happen on earth is the choice of the, I don't know whether I was stupid humans that live on the earth. Foolish, ignorant people who will never learn. It's their choice. So they mess up the world. That's their choice. It's the people who live in the world. They are responsible for all the bad things. That was their choice to do that. They could change it around. You see, it's a choice that you choose to do. You can determine, you can be resolved, you can be determined to make the world a good place. And if the people who live in the world are determined to make this world paradise better than heaven, that we would not even dream to go to heavens anymore, we can. It's the choice. So it's the humans that live in the world that mess up the place for themselves. Period. Okay? These are teachings you understand from these very treasures that I'm expounding to you right now. Who made the world a bad place? Something that fell from the sky? Some gases in the space? No, the people who live in the world. Okay? They can also make it a good place if they choose to. So that's their choice. Okay? So those who are reborn in the Pure Land are able to enjoy a land that is free, peaceful, and safe. If all of us in this Saha world were able to respect one another, respect each other, and abide by the laws, then our world will be no different from the Pure Land. See, this is what the Buddha is expounding to us through our great Venerable Master Singyum. Then we could live in a world free of economic struggles, emotional stress, environmental pollution, traffic chaos, and human, inflicted terror. As such, our world is also a pure land. And this world is heaven. This world is heaven. It's the bad ones who make it hell for themselves. So, in summary, of course, again, what we normally do in a nutshell, just to bring everything quickly to you so that for your notes, you have to have your pen and pencils ready right now and write down everything I'm going to say right now. Is golden important here. The 6 characteristics of the Pure Land are: 1. There are no financial worries. 2. There are no gender-related problems. 3. There is no environmental pollution. 4. There are no corrupt people. 5. There are no traffic problems. 6. There is no terror of any kind. Period. Okay, we're dealing with advanced students. I hope you've got all that. I'm just going to be very fast because I know, this is not a babysitting session. I'm not dealing with toddlers here. I'm dealing with people who are supposed to have had university education, graduate studies, possibly postdoctoral studies, if possible. You're all advanced students. And so we hope you've got the whole point. It's your duty and your responsibility, as the Buddha correctly reminds you, to go and reflect and meditate on these treasures and valuables of wisdom for your own, accomplishment of your objectives in life. Namo Amitofo.